about Mela Hartwig. She is the oldest of the 7 here, but born in Vienna in 1893, daughter of a fairly well-known university professor. She wrote first poems in the early 1920s and married a lawyer called Robert Spierer, with whom she moved to Graz. That's important, as you will see later, to the countryside, where they also bought a summer house in a resort called Tauplitz in the Styrian Alps. And she wrote and she also painted. And in 1927 she had a breakthrough, she became a star. She wrote a novella called The Crime, Das Verbrechen, which was supported by Stefan Zweig and Alfred Döblin, big names then. And she won a prize and got a contract with an eminent publisher called Schollnay. The Crime is the story of a girl who is raped by her father and then kills him, which was obviously a scandalous theme, a very expressionist theme. Patricide was a very common story, but mostly written by men, by boys about fathers, and not by women. And she followed this up with a story called The Fantastic Paragraph, which defended abortion. So you can maybe see where I'm going. Everything she wrote was obviously, she was Jewish to start with, but it was also everything the Nazis would soon forbid, what they termed filth and dirt or degenerate art. And when she wrote her first novel, which I think is her masterpiece, it is called Am I a Redundant Human Being? It is translated into English by Dalkey Archive Press, just as Stella Rotenberg. Schollnay, her publisher, who was in Jewish hands, under pressure said, "We cannot publish this." And the letter is in her papers, says, "This is too far removed from the ideal of the German woman. We cannot publish this." And it was not published until 70 years later, so a couple of decades after she died. But it is also available in English. And it's an absolutely brilliant book. I mean, her other books are interesting, but very overwrought, expressionist. But this book is proper good. It's a clear-cut modernist. I mean, it isn't, you know, you can find people interesting because of their lives and because of their themes. But this is a really good novel. It's about a secretary who feels she is as nothing compared to her employer. And it's if any of you has read that bestseller, Eleonora Oliphant is completely fine. It's like that, but harder, clearer. So it is really the voice of this secretary called Aloysia Schmidt. So very common, you know, it would be like, I don't know, John Smith, or writing about her employer who's this incredibly full of himself person, and why she cannot be seen, and she attempts suicide but then gets over it and just says, "This is who I am." And it's a really, really good book. So, but she could not publish it. And as Stephen said, I mean, one reason these people were not read later is because of this break, I think. In any case, for Theodor Kramer and for Mela Hartwig, they had an audience, but then they had to leave, and they lost that audience, and then it took a long time for Austria to look at them again, and obviously also in this country where they are marginal anyways. So she even said to Schollnay, "You could publish this name under not my name or anything, I'll do anything," and they said, we can't do it. So she fled to London with her husband, and she became friends with Virginia Woolf, who helped them get work permits. He was interred as an enemy alien, she got him out, and they worked as translators. And Robert, in the end, got a permanent post at the Courtauld Library, Courtauld Gallery, as assistant librarian, as Mela taught and translated and wrote. And this is about people who kept writing in this country. So she wrote 2 novels while she was here. The first one she wrote right after the war, between 46 and 48. It is called Inferno, and it was published this fall in Austria. And it is pretty incredible. It is about a girl called Ursula, a Catholic girl, in Vienna between 34 and 38, about the madness, the sort of rapture of people under fascism, and how they behave. And her brother becomes an ardent Nazi, her parents don't know what to do, and she is a painter. She then joins a resistance group, and she basically puts graffiti all over Vienna at night. So and she wrote this novel, and she tried to have it published. And I mean, if you want to understand anything about Austria in the 1950s, is nobody wanted to read that kind of thing then. People just wanted to forget about it. That is a fact. So she did not find a publisher until last year. And it is a fairly unique novel in as much as a Jewish writer puts herself in the literary persona of an Austrian girl, and does not only condemn, actually, she describes how people were affected in different ways. So Mela and her husband then went back to Tauplitz, to the place they liked very much. And they said it was like walking through a ghost town. Nobody wanted to know them. Nobody wanted to meet them. And they had actually lost their property. And very ironically, it had become a summer camp for the Gestapo during the war. It was locally known as the Gestapo Villa. But Robert, who was a lawyer, was luckier than most, because in many cases restitution didn't take place until much later. But he got his money back. But they thought they couldn't stay in Austria. So what really kills me about it is they took 3 fir trees from the property and planted them in their house in Brixton, where they had moved to. So I always thought I want to go there to cross the road and see if there's still 3 fir trees, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But that was the first book she wrote here. She also painted under her married name, Spira, and she was exhibited in several galleries, and you can find paintings to look at online. Little is known. They were not really part of an exile community. She was older than some, so little is known about their sort of daily life. I have looked at all her papers, which are in the City Hall in Vienna. And she wrote shortly before her death in 1967 a second novel, which is a fragment of 100 pages, which is about a woman whose husband is tortured and arrested by, it's just called secret police, and the woman then goes mad. The text is called The Other Reality, and her friends and doctors try to sort of make her sane again, but she persists in her madness, because that is the only link to her husband, who does never return. So as long as she is mad, she can believe that he might be alive. So it's a fairly horrible text, and it is only a fragment. So I am very grateful to be able to talk about her, because obviously these people are twice forgotten, and they will not find an audience beyond academia in most cases. But also her case, she wrote one fabulous book, she wrote 2 very interesting novels, and she is a paradigm for exile. I mean, she left in her 40s, she came here, she made the best of it. She was creative, but she also never could get back what she had lost in the first place. Austria took quite a long time to start reading these writers again, and they have made amends to as much on its tent as they can, because obviously we cannot give her her life back. But all her books are in print. Her paintings are exhibited permanently in Graz and in Vienna. And there are 2 streets named after her, and this is the only ending I can think of. A lane in Vienna and a street in Graz. So thank you very much for listening to my story.